Take a look at the rubble in the Middle East. These aren't just isolated tragedies. They are the recurring results of a geopolitical framework that prioritizes strategic dominance over human stability. We tend to blame individual politicians or bad luck. But if these crises keep happening for decades, regardless of who is in office, we have to ask if the global system is actually failing, or if it's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Look at the United Nations. It is marketed as a peacekeeping body, yet its core structure allows 5 specific countries to raise a hand and veto the collective will of the other 190 nations. This wasn't an oversight. The victors of World War II engineered this hierarchy to ensure that while the world could talk, only they could decide. They built a funnel to concentrate global authority into their own hands. When diplomatic interests clash in that funnel, the cost is measured in flattened cities and millions of displaced people who have no seat at the table where their fate is decided. The global order isn't malfunctioning. It is a precise machine operating on the colonial logic its architects intended. This pattern of centralized control is a historical constant. Whether it was the absolute rule of ancient kings like Namrud or the divine claims of the pharaohs, the goal has always been the same: to make the will of one man the law for all. Today, that control has evolved from physical occupation into systematic financial extraction. International financial institutions can now dictate the domestic laws and resources of entire nations through debt, achieving through ledgers what used to require armies. Now, this centralized power is adopting a new tool: artificial intelligence. Currently, the most advanced algorithms are controlled by a tiny cluster of megacorporations and superpowers. AI allows for a scale of compliance we've never seen. It enables total surveillance, algorithmic curation of what you're allowed to believe, and social credit systems capable of freezing your bank account for noncompliance. When the institutions that control your currency also own the tools that monitor your thoughts, the ability to protest or seek reform effectively disappears. It creates a closed loop of control that leaves no room for outside influence. Breaking this loop requires a shift in how we organize, and the technical logic for that shift was actually demonstrated 1400 years ago. In 622 CE, Medina's Masjid-e-Nabawi functioned as a community-owned hub. Every aspect of governance, from judicial rulings to wealth distribution, was conducted completely in the open. This was based on shura, or mandatory consultation. Decisions weren't made behind closed doors by an elite council. They were required to flow from the community upward. Transparency was the defense against tyranny. There was no veto power. Even the highest leader was legally required to stand in public and answer the questions of any ordinary citizen. By making secrecy and special privilege structurally impossible, the Medina model neutralized the very mechanisms, hidden ledgers and absolute vetoes, that current global hierarchies use to maintain control. It offers a blueprint for governance where power is a distributed responsibility rather than a concentrated weapon. We are now digitizing that blueprint through the Global AI Decentralized Governance System, or GAIGS. GAIGS replaces central authority with decentralized hubs. Local centers manage affairs, creating a global web where power stays with the community. To prevent manipulation, GAIGS uses blockchain. Every vote is unalterable, and every dollar is tracked live on a public ledger, visible to all. The platform also reclaims our collective time. Right now, billions of people spend their days in digital games, solving virtual puzzles that have zero impact on the real world. GAIGS integrates a real-world physics simulation where players use their problem-solving skills to solve the physics of climate change or medical research. It turns global entertainment into a massive, collaborative scientific laboratory. By using blockchain to secure transparency and decentralizing AI to serve the public, GAIGS transforms technology from a tool of surveillance into a practical engine for human agency. We are in a transitional window. The old colonial models of governance are under pressure, and the next system is being built right now. If we don't participate in its design, we will be forced to live by its rules. We no longer need to ask for permission to change the world. We now have the digital architecture to build a parallel system that functions on transparency and community participation. Move from observation to action. Visit futureoworldvision.netlify.app. Look at the code, understand the model, and contribute your skills to the development of this platform. Allama Iqbal challenged us to elevate our self-worth to the point where our own will becomes the determining factor in our destiny. The future isn't something that happens to us. It is something we construct, beat by beat,